I seek Allah's protections from Satan's, the accursed ones, on the name of Allah, the entirely merciful and spacious merciful. This is me, Nomi Hans, and today we will be going to talk about the biodiversity. So the first of all, I'm going to talk about the outline of the presentations, mean that what things we will be going to discuss in our video. So these things which are right in below, we will be going to discuss these things in our video. So the first of all, I will be going to talk about the definitions of the biodiversity. And the second one, we will be going to talk about the history of the biodiversity, mean that the terminology of the biodiversity we will be going to discuss in this video. And the third one, we will be going to the level of biodiversity. So there is three diversity levels. So the first one is the genetics diversity, and the second one it is species diversity, and the third one it is the ecosystem diversity. So this is the outline of my lecture, and we will be going to discuss these things our video. If you people still not subscribe our channel, so I request to you people that first of all subscribe the channels and click the bell icon for more updates. Dear students, comes to the definitions. That is the definitions of the biodiversity. Biodiversity is the biological variety and variability of life on Earth. The second one, the biodiversity deals with the degree of nature's variety in the biosphere. Or we also can say the biodiversity is the variety of life on the Earth. It includes all organisms, species, and populations, the genetic variations among these, and there's complex assemblages of the communities and ecosystems. So you people see it that in a biodiversity we are going to talk about this variation in organisms, variations in genetics, and variations in ecological system. I mean that the ecosystem, these things this thing is known as the biodiversity. So the simplest definition of the biodiversity, it means that the variety of life on the earth is known as biodiversity. Now we talk about the little explanations of the biodiversity. So the biodiversity, it is a measure of variation at a genetic, species, and ecosystem levels. The terrestrial biodiversity is usually greater near to the equators, and the biodiversity is not distributed evenly on the earth. I mean that the biodiversity is not same on the earth, but the different area and the different ecosystem have a different biodiversity. And the biodiversity is richer in the tropics. You people know that the tropics level, that is the have a high and suitable environment for the variety. So this is that's why we are going to say that the biodiversity is richer in the tropics, and the tropical forests cover 10% of the earth's surface but have 90% species of the whole. So you people see that the tropical forest cover only 10%, but a species 90% of the wholes, mean that there is a lot of biodiversity present in the tropical forest. Marine diversity, it is higher amongst the coast in the western Pacific, where the temperature is high. The estimated current species to 10 to 14 millions, but the described species are only just 1.2 to 1.9 million species, which is just 14% described, and this 86% is not yet described. Now come to the histories of the biodiversity, mean that the history of terminology. In 1916, the term biological diversity was used first by the J. Arthur Harris. In 1974, the term natural diversity was introduced by the John Tarboro. And in 1980, the Thomas Lovejoy introduced the term biological diversity, the scientific society in a book, community in a book. In 1985, according to Edwards of Wilson's, the contracted from the biodiversity was coined by W.H. Rosen. In 1985, the term biodiversity appeared in the articles. The article name is A New Dance to Conserve the Earth Biota, which is written by Laura Chantley. In 1988, the term biodiversity is first appear in a publication, and after this terminology and the biodiversity is just going on in a publications. Dear student, now we will going to talk about the level of biodiversity. So you people know that I said to you people in the first and the outline of the lecture that there is a three level of biodiversity. So there is three level of biodiversity. The first level, it is a genetic biodiversity, and the second one, it is species biodiversity, and the third one, it is the ecosystem biodiversity. So now we're going to talk about the genetic diversity. Genetic diversity is the different genes contained in all the living species, including individuals, plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. So the genetic variations between them is known as the genetic diversities. Dear student, now we're going to talk about the species diversity. What is the species diversity? So species diversity, it is the all different species as well the different within and between different species. So the different between species is known as different biodiversities, and the ecosystem diversity, it is the different habitat and biological community and the different ecological processes as well as the relation within the individual's ecosystem. So this is known as the ecosystem biodiversity. So this is to the lectures. If you people like our lectures and get some information from my lectures, so please subscribe this channel that you people never miss my new updates. And thanks for watching. See you next time.